We drink a shot, I ask you a question.
Yeah.
Drink another one, I ask you another one.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Cheers, my man.
Salute, man.
What dining trend would you most like to see go away?
I always want to say fast food. I'd love to be able to see how to change it, changing the process of where the food comes from, what we know about the food. It's a trend, it's always been a trend, whether we talk about new fast food burrito places or new fast food taco places
Right.
or new fast food cronut places or whatever it is. Fast food is cheap, right?
Yeah.
Cheap food. Maybe it's better to say the cheap food trend. Good stuff is expensive, but cheap tastes cheap, right? But maybe that's the trend that I'd like to see sort of hit the road.
Here, hit me.
Salut. Woo.
Here's the trend. Here's a trend that I see from my vantage point is chefs on TV, chefs being the cult
Right.
of basically Gordon Ramsay. I think he's at the sort of the top of that world of like the chef Mick Jaggers. Where do you fit into that universe, and what do you think when you click the dial?
He's a rock star for sure.
Yeah.
And I think food TV's just grown up. It's globalizing good food.
Right.
And we're seeing a lot of good food on TV. Like, aside from all the bullshit shows, like the huge gluttony shows and how much can I eat and can I eat a 75-pound brownie and like that, those are bullshit shows. I think those don't belong on TV. The competition shows are kind of fun,
Yeah.
right? That to me is not what food is about, but it's fun to watch.
Right.
I get it.
Right.
Right. To me, like my favorite TV shows are like Lydia Basenanich and the Back to Cooking and like the small like I love Julia Child. I love Walk with Yen. You know what I mean? I like those kind of like where you take a little bit of a tour on the food, but food TV is only going to get bigger. And it's
Really? So you don't think we've hit our ape? Here,
I don't. Salud, let's keep her going. Shots keep getting bigger.
Is that how they're doing?
The more that you have, we're on to like the 2 ounces now, the double fisters. I'm like, I thought they were supposed to get smaller. Ooh. Oh!
Yeah.
Welcome to Tijuana.
Tell me what the first time that you had a drink. What's your switching hats?
My first time I had a drink, I probably was about, I want to say 12, 11. And I got together with a couple friends, and my buddy had stole a couple of Amstel Lights in his dad's fridge.
Yeah.
Like literally like 3 bottles of Amstel Light between 4 of us. And we had gone out to the park and we were biking around or whatever, and we had cracked these Amstel Lights, and that was my first beer on my own. My dad used to always, we'd stay up and watch a hockey night in Canada,
Nice.
and we'd always bet chores about if I could stay up later than my dad, and he'd let me sip on a bottle. And there is a notorious picture of me, probably no more than 3 years old, with a brown stubby in the Newfoundland rock with it up to my mouth and not an adult to be seen. So the first beer by myself, and then obviously, so.
Who's the most overrated chef?
Salud.
Salud.
Let's drink before we answer that. I think a lot of the media and a lot of the bloggers are driven by being cool, by being, let's use the word hipster. They want to be known and they want to be in the cool spots and what's happening. So I think they're really focused around chefs who look the part or act the part.
Is Susur overrated?
I think Susur has his chops for sure. I eat at Susur's restaurant and I've had great meals there.
Yeah.
I think people might say that he's overrated because he's been in the spotlight for so long.
And he's got a look. I mean, I like that your style is sort of like, you got the hat, you're just like the working man, like a guy. Yeah. But sometimes when you see him, it's like you see him bathed in white lights and like he's like floating and he's got that long hair.
In his Beamer.
And
he's always impeccable. But he's got Eye of the Tiger, and that's always been his thing. Like he's
Right.
He's Andy, but if you've seen him on Top Chef Masters, he's fucking a disaster.
Right.
Like he's everywhere.
Right.
But still, he's so composed. And whenever I see him out on charity events, that hair is perfect.
Pretty.
Like his, he is.
Yeah.
He really carries himself. He's just got it. Like he's got confidence in his cooking, and he's had the accolades.
Right.
To carry him. So
now you're stumbling on accolades a little bit now. I know you said you're pretty solid with drinking and things, but I'm detecting a slight stammer.
Maybe it's my language. It's my dialect for sure. It's going to my head, this tequila.
Hey, I guess my last thing. So this is number 5.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers. Thanks
Salud.
for doing this.
Thanks, man.
Number 5. We're seeing a thing, and there's a book coming out. People doing stunt eating.
Yeah.
Eating strange things.
Yeah.
Is that anything that you would? Is that a big trend? Is that something that you've seen? And is that something that you think is cool? Is that something that you think is it's got legs?
We've seen Andrew Zimmerman does a show called Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmerman, and he'll eat like goat testicles and
shit like that. Shit like that.
Like, he's going to find the horn on the narwhal. He wants to eat that shit. Like I'm not into that crazy stuff. Like whatever. People love that because it's like train wreck stuff.
Funny to
because
watch.
No one wants to go near it, right?
But chefs cooking with the lady's name is Dana Goodyear. And she did a book, Underground Supper Cubs, where it's like, here, this is like, we're gonna eat a human now.
Yeah. That's fucked up. I would not want to be a part of that Hannibal Lecter shit. But I mean, it's crazy. It's weird or what? Like, we need to go to the extreme now, right? With food. Like, we've done all the Iron Chef and then blah, blah, blah. So it's like, how far can we push it?
What can we do?
Now we're seeing, like, those crazy guys behind camera spying on, like, we're into that FBI phase in restaurants. Like, who's fucking it up? Who's doing evil shit? Who's stealing the cookie jar money? And then it's just going to go in, and who will eat, the great white shark boogers. Like, I can't be a part of that.
All right.
I can be a part of this. Let's call it 6 shots.